Good afternoon, good morning. Welcome everyone for the Arval International Press Conference. It's a very important day for us. It's a very important day for me as well. I am Alain van Groenendael, the Chairman and CEO of Arval, and we are very pleased today to present you the new strategic plan of Arval, which is called Arval Beyond. You can ask questions on the website at any time, and there will be a Q&A session at the end of this presentation. Many of you know the company. Many of you know Arval. We are a very successful full-service lease or operational lease company. We have becoming leader in the industry. So the question might be, why a new strategic plan? The answer is very simple. We want to be the leader in sustainable mobility. We want to be the leader in sustainable mobility. And we strongly believe it's the right time to do so, and the customer asks for it. But before explaining the details of this new strategic plan, I propose that we watch together a movie explaining the origins of this new strategic plan, and please have a look at this movie.
When did you start working at Arval?
I started in June 2018. My first impression, if I can say so, was based on two elements. Number one, quality of customers. The mindset of the company is customer-driven. The second most interesting aspect I found in the company is people. The people are really motivated. You talk with Arval employees, they like the company, they like the customers, they like the products, the cars, and you feel a motivation which is great. So I felt that a company with a great customer service and satisfaction and people highly motivated, you have the basis for a successful path. Whatever the angle you look at Arval, it's successful. It's successful.
The market we are in for 30 years is going quite well. And in that market, Arval is doing even better than the competition.
So why changing? Because it's when you're healthy, it's the best time to change.
I felt that it was a little bit too car-centric company.
People need to move, but move differently, and this is the challenge.
We need to be able to deliver something simple, the best solution to go from A to B at the lowest cost, at the lowest environmental impact.
So there were lots of opportunities. We had to decide as Arval, how do we play in it, and what's the right place for us to be profitable, sustainable, etc.
And so by gathering all those elements and all those insights, there was something to be done on mobility plus other items.
The organization and the fact to assemble the various pieces of the puzzle in the way we've done it will make a breakthrough in terms of offer and in terms of answering to the market that we did not have before Arval Beyond. Arval Beyond can be a game changer for the market.
Not only it will help us to protect the business, because we will be there to help the customers in climate change and in mobility, but it will help us to gain additional business. So it's part of our desire to grow the company in a cleaner way.
Does it make sense to you? Makes a lot of sense to me. Makes a lot of sense for the 7,000 employees in Arval. Makes a lot of sense for the group BNP Paribas because it resonates very well with the group purpose, which is to have a positive impact on the society and to work for a greener and more inclusive world. Now let's come back to Arval Beyond new strategic plan. This new plan is structured, organized, articulated around 4 major priorities. Those priorities consist in new offerings we'll do for our customers. The first one talks about mobility, and its name is 360 Mobility. The second offering relates to environment, climate change, energy transition, and its name is Good for You, Good for All. In the third priority, in the third offering, we'll see how technology can bring many services for the drivers of the car, and this priority is called Connected and Flexible Car. And then the first one explains how partnerships between Arval and a partner will create a lot of value for the customers. Those 4 priorities are obviously interrelated, interconnected, and they correspond to the needs of our customers. We will now describe in more details each of those 4 innovative offerings. For each of them, I will have the pleasure to have the sponsor in Arval of this initiative. But before that, let's have a look at the movie on 360 Mobility.
Arval 360-degree Mobility, a full range of sustainable mobility options. 360-degree Mobility, it's moving Arval from being a car-centric company to a mobility company by making sure the company provides all its clients in all its geographies with the sustainable and state-of-the-art mobility options they need. In one sentence, it is the freedom to choose the way you move.
Mobility is essentially made of daily commuting trips from home to the office. And the majority of these daily trips are less than 5 kilometers, with the huge congestion issues that we know. Our 2020 barometer of Arval Mobility Observatory pointed out recently that 3 companies out of 4 in Europe are considering further implementation of alternative mobility solutions for their employees in the next 3 years. We believe at Arval we have strong assets to meet our customers' new needs, and 360 Mobility is our answer to them. Arval 360 Mobility is made up of 3 different offers, available to all our corporate clients and their employees: e-bike leasing, car sharing and sharing micromobility, and mass mobility as a service.
Arval e-bike leasing combines the advantages of sustainable trips and new urban mobility opportunities. Car sharing and micromobility solutions, including bike, e-kick scooter and e-motorcycle sharing. Car sharing was launched many years ago in France. It was recently deployed more widely. Last but not least, an Arval Mass application will combine all the mobility options an employee has and support him in instantly making the right and responsible choices for moving from A to B.
Our ambition? It's to have, by 2025, 100% of our countries proposing alternative mobility products and services. Seems easy? It's not. But thanks to our proven expertise and those of our partners, we will succeed.
For Arval, 360-degree mobility is a drastic change in its business model, widening its population from company car drivers to all employees, including the youngest ones who have a proven interest in alternative mobility means. For Arval's corporate clients, it is giving access to their employees to full range of sustainable mobility means, making their organization more efficient, more attractive, and responsible.
One of our clients said to us recently, if Arval achieves this, you will meet one of our wildest dreams. We took the bet. And here is 360 Mobility.
Amélie, good afternoon. You are the Director of Mobility in Arval, very important position. Before talking about the 360 mobility, I mean that with the health crisis, the society and our customers have had some significant impact. What has been the reaction of the customers?
So, yes, Alain, I'm convinced that COVID-19 is an accelerator of the adoption by our corporate clients of sustainable mobility options for their employees. We have seen very clearly an increasing appetite for new forms of mobility. And so in this perspective, we are working with our clients as follows. First of all, we have many initiatives already live at our clients. I'm thinking of car sharing, I'm thinking of e-bike leasing, or kick scooter sharing, for example. Second, for each and every product that we aim to launch, we test it internally with our employees at Arval. So our employees are beta testers of our new solutions of tomorrow. And third, we test with our clients, we co-design, co-construct with our clients the mobility solutions of tomorrow in a test and learn approach, and especially for the complex mobility as a service mass initiative that we are working on. So we didn't wait COVID-19 to put mobility on the top of our strategic agenda. And this is why, for example, we were ready and we were able to launch in a very short period of time a massive international marketing campaign. You remember, The Journey Goes On, where we supported our clients in their challenges regarding the post-lockdown and getting back their employees back to work. And it was well perceived by our clients.
Yeah, it was a big success, this campaign of The Journey Goes On.
Absolutely.
And we know that there are multiple initiatives in the world of mobility, new startups, new companies, new initiatives. I mean, there are many, many things happening in the front of mobility, but we believe that our model is different. We believe that we'll be successful, and we have good reasons for that. Could you please elaborate on this?
We have many, many ingredients to succeed. And I will share with you some of them. So the first one is the fact that we are legitimate. I mean, our clients that we have for over 30 years, so long-lasting client relationship, they just come to us naturally, not only on the car policy topic, but more and more on wider topic, mobility topics. So we are there, and they come to us naturally. Second, we have our internal mobility consultancy. We have our barometer with Arval Mobility Observatory. We are part of big international associations dealing with mobility, with mass. Just to name one, Mass Alliance. We are a member of this big international association. And to finish, we have a target population, in fact, of two specific groups that we know quite well. The first one, it's large corporate clients. The second one, big partnerships like BNP Paribas, like La Caixa in Spain, among others. And these two groups form a total population of over 50 million people. across the world, across our 30 geographies. So this is what makes the difference.
So we have the long-standing relationship with the customers. We have competences in the company. We co-construct mobility solution with our customers. And our target population is 50 million people. That's a big one. Thank you so much, Amélie. I'll see you in a few minutes for the Q&A. By the way, I remind everyone that you can ask questions at any time. We'll answer all the questions at the end of this presentation. So Arval wants to be the leader in sustainable mobility. We talk about mobility, the first offering. Let's now talk about sustainable. Everything that relates to environment, climate change, energy transition. And for that, I will invite the sponsor of Arval, but let's have together a small video on this topic. So please, let's have the video.
Make an Arval the key leader in energy transition and sustainability.
For Arval, changing the world is a must, not just a will. It is now time for action. To do so, we must give everyone the tools to have a positive impact on our planet. The offer Good for You, Good for All is a toolbox that has the dual objective of protecting our environment and creating a safer road.
To protect the environment, the Arval Good for You, Good for All toolbox comprises a set of approach, products and services. To reach Arval's customers' objectives in terms of energy transition and CSR ambitions, the Arval Smart approach provides recommendations for relevant vehicles and energies and alternative mobility solutions. To ease the electric vehicle experience and lift the constraints usually associated to EVs, Arval has an all-inclusive offer. It comprises a car, a charging point, and the charging payment. Thanks to a switch option, a combustion engine vehicle is provided to the driver when he needs it, 6 weeks per year. Arval's clients can also combine an EV and an e-bike for a fully comprehensive mobility experience. Last but not least, to optimize their energy consumption, Arval will also offer soon to its clients and drivers a vehicle-to-grid offer.
With this offer, we cover already the biggest European countries, and we will cover all the Arval countries by 2025. At the end of the plan, we'll have 500,000 electrified vehicles on the road and a 30% reduction of our fleet average CO2 emissions.
For road safety, in 2025, Arval targets to reduce the overall accident rate of its fleet by 10%. In addition to its road safety programs, Arval proposes a specific offer to encourage its clients to choose vehicles equipped with advanced driver assistance systems. With a reduction of insurance premium for these vehicles, Arval will help reduce the accident rate and increase the overall road safety.
More than ever, Arval is a credible partner to make a positive impact together with our customers and drivers, reducing their environmental footprint and increasing road safety. This is what the Good for You, Good for All offer is all about.
Andrian, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You are head of energy transition and mobility partnerships in Arval. We have set a very important target by 2025. We want to have 500,000 electrified vehicles on the road. And we have a clear program for that. Could you share it with everyone?
Yes, Alain, 500,000 electrified vehicles. And getting there is a combination of elements of context and Arval initiatives. If we look at the context, and more importantly, our customers more than ever want to reduce their emissions, and they expect us, naturally, I would say, to help them achieving that. On the other hand, we have all the regulators, the public authorities that push all the OEMs to introduce EVs at scale to meet the emissions targets. So this will naturally bring the share of electric vehicles up in the coming years. Now, if we look at the Arval initiatives, first of all, we want to support our customers with a dedicated approach that we have called SMART, which stands for Sustainable Mobility and Responsibility Targets. And it's a way to help our customers define internal objectives on making their mobility more sustainable, and also an action plan and implementation of this action plan to achieve those targets, to achieve those objectives. Secondly, an EV offer, which is a set of services to help our customers with charging infrastructure, payment for the charging, some new services like trying an EV with the possibility to return it without any penalties to increase the EV adoption. 3, very important one, a pricing strategy. A pricing strategy that reflects our optimistic view on electric vehicles and the EV market. And I would like to add into the mix some innovative solutions like the vehicle to grid. So the mix of all this will help us to reach those 500,000 units by 2025, and more importantly, 30% reduction of the average CO2 emissions.
So we have a combination of support from the state and the government, support from Arval through consultancy services to help fleet managers and customers to define the best possible vehicle for the different usage, good pricing, and good marketing product, including services.
You said it.
Fantastic. And we are also pioneering something new in Arval, which is vehicle to grid, whereby the car, which is somehow a battery on wheels, will be able to make the renewable energy more efficient. Could you share that with us?
In fact, it's a topic that I personally like a lot for several reasons. One of those reasons, in fact, we do want to push for green energy, so renewable energy, to be used to recharge vehicles. The challenge with green renewable energy, especially if it is solar or wind, is that it is produced at specific moments. For example, we produce solar energy when the sun is shining. We produce wind energy when there is wind. And it is very difficult and expensive to store this energy. Now let's go back to the electric vehicle and seeing this as more than just a car, as a battery on wheels, as you said it. Now imagine that this car is charged during the day. Then, for example, you drive it back home, but it still has plenty of energy in that battery.
And we know that the battery is quite significant. Huh?
It is. In fact, on average, you can have 4 to 5 days worth of energy of a typical household consumption in the battery of a vehicle. So you have a lot of this left. And what you do is you can send part of this energy back to your house, back to the office building, or to the grid when the grids need it, typically in the evening, 7 or 8 p.m. And then after midnight, for example, you can fully recharge your car at a competitive price at that time, and your battery is fully charged the following day. This is what is called vehicle to grid, or V2G. And we have structured our offer with strategic partners like Nissan and EDF, an offer that will help our customers make their mobility more sustainable and reduce costs. We are launching this offer in the UK and in France before going into the new markets.
Yeah, it's a green approach. It's a positive impact on the society. And I really believe it's great to see that cars will contribute to be more efficient in renewable energies. It's a great program. But we know also that technology helps a lot in terms of safety for the drivers. And I believe that with some technology enhancement, we as a company, Arval, will be able to reduce the number of accidents by 10%, right?
Yes, this is our bet. Indeed, we aim at reducing the accident rate by 10%, and it will be, again, a combination. So first of all, we'll capitalize on initiatives around driver training, but we went a step further, and we looked into the outcome of internal and also external, but more importantly, internal analysis that show that vehicles equipped with crash avoidance systems have up to 14% fewer accidents than vehicles without them. So naturally, we want to encourage our customers choose vehicles with this kind of equipment. And we will do that. So we are trying it with a certain number of customers, some specific customers, where we offer a discount on the rental or the insurance premium.
Okay.
So they can fit certain other features, equipment, to their vehicles. This will drive the accident rate down, increase the road safety, and will have less deaths on the road. So coming back, 500,000 electrified vehicles, 30% reduction of the average CO2 emissions, and a 10% reduction of accident rate. Put it simply, we want a mobility that is cleaner and safer. This is what the good for you, good for all is all about.
And we know it's fascinating. I mean,
It is.
It's really fascinating. Thanks a lot, Adrien. We see you in a few minutes for the Q&A. We see that technology can help a lot in reducing the number of accidents. Technology can help a lot as well for being better in terms of renewable energies. But technology also will provide simplicity and convenience for the drivers. This is in fact the third offering of Arval, connected and flexible for the benefit of the drivers. Before inviting the sponsor of this initiative, I would like to share with all of you a short movie on this one. Thank you.
A connected journey is a simpler journey.
Because a connected journey is a simpler journey, at Arval, we want to build the most simple and connected leasing on earth. We take our experience of over 30 years in leasing and combine it with new technologies available. And today, we take the driver into a new era, into a new driving experience.
New technologies are transforming the automotive market rapidly. At the same time, customers are used to a better experience, enabled by technology across all areas of their lives, including the way they access the daily services related to the car.
Now, what we want to do is take all these benefits of technology and bring it to our customers in the area of driving. We have over 30 years of experience in leasing. We know about leasing, we know about cars. And what we want to do is bring that together with technology and create absolutely a world-class driving experience for our customers. The Arval Connected and Flexible offer is dedicated to all drivers of Arval cars.
Connected and Flexible offers Arval drivers innovative services, making their lives inside and outside the car simpler. Automatic payment of street parking, voice-aided services to access things when you're in your car, such as finding a garage, a petrol pump, or requesting assistance. And it could even be the use of remote keyless technologies to open the car to receive a package in the car, or order a car wash, all of which can be done even without the driver being present near the car.
At Arval, we have a connected car team in-house who also partner with third parties, large technology players, as well as local providers, such as a local car parking company.
And that's just the beginning. Arval is already working in some European countries on piloting selected services and will add new countries as well as new services to reach one ambitious objective. By 2025, more than 80% of Arval's fleet will be connected and offering a larger set of services to make life extremely easy for its drivers.
So to summarize, connected and flexible, we offer a simpler and significantly enhanced driving experience.
Good afternoon, Lakshmi. You are with Arval, head of the retail business and sponsor of this great initiative, Connected and Flexible. We have been working in Arval for months and months in defining new services for the driver, one of those services is the street parking.
Indeed. So our goal with the connected car services is to really enhance and simplify the experience for the customer when they're in the car. So if we look at how street parking works, and we have launched this in Italy, imagine the car is connected. It drives up into a public parking space where we have an arrangement with the parking operator. The car is recognized when it enters. When we detect it stationary, thanks to geolocalization and the connected car technology, we send a notification to the driver asking if they would like to activate street parking. The driver accepts it, parking starts. When the car drives off, we detect the car is moving again, parking ends. The parking fee is accurately calculated, paid on behalf of the driver. All they have to do is at the end of the month, they get an invoice where parking is included. So as you can imagine, really simple. The car does everything. The driver doesn't have to do very much.
And no risk of fines anymore.
No risk of fines, no risk of forgetting. Absolutely. Lets the driver do what they have to do. The car does the rest.
And we develop also something interesting in relating to car wash, right?
That's right. So again, as part of this launch that we have in Italy, we have various features. So we have automated street parking, we have alerts for fuel, but we also have something where the driver can ask for a car wash, or indeed we can suggest a car wash again when we detect the car is parked and stationary in a zone where we have a provider available. Again, we send a notification, the driver asks, and the car is washed without the driver having to be present. And what's really interesting, Alain, we do the exterior of the car, but with remote and keyless car opening technology, the next phase will be opening even the interior of the car and having even the interior cleaned without the driver having to be present.
Excellent. And opening the car or the trunk will allow us to have packages being delivered in the car.
Again, the moment we think about remote and keyless opening, there's a whole world of features we could think to simplify life. So we have a pilot in one of our countries with a large corporate customer who run a large fleet of vans, of LCVs. They have engineers who need to go on jobs every day, and they need spare parts to be replenished at night. Again, in this pilot, we are letting our customer have spare parts and equipment delivered into the trunk of the van. Again, keyless without the driver being present. Really simplifying things for the customer.
It's really great because, in fact, instead of having the driver and the car moving to the car washing station or to the logistics warehouse, they come to the car. It's great in terms of simplicity and service, right?
And that's why we think this time the connected car features provide a huge revolution in terms of the customer experience and the driving experience.
And we are piloting something in Spain as well, because you remember that many years ago in the car, it was plenty of buttons. It was replaced by screens, getting bigger and bigger. But what we are testing in Spain is voice command systems.
Absolutely, because voice is the next frontier. And again, what we're testing is for the driver, while driving, hands-free, being able to ask for services which would be useful when they're out on the road. So asking for assistance, asking for the nearest authorized service station, could be alerts again about fuel. We spoke about fuel alerts. It could be delivered through voice. But we could even connect the ecosystem. So we could have the driver giving a command to the voice assistant in the car that connects to their home to get the home ready for the driver before they get to the house.
It's excellent. And in fact, in Arval, we are able to do that because we have in-house a team of about 30 people working on connected vehicles and telematics, right?
Indeed. I think the legacy we have, where we are the only leasing player who has invested in a telematics team and in technology, has helped because this in-house team has experience and can think of new features, conceive new benefits, and then design them with external partners. So indeed, it's this added plus of an in-house team with experience and the power to partner with external players and bring together features, which gives us this great ability to deliver an excellent driving experience.
Exciting, exciting. Thank you so much, Lakshmi. See you in a few minutes as well. We have been talking a lot about partners. Partners is the essence of the fourth priority of Arval, which we call Arval Inside, which consists in bringing expertise of Arval on one hand and the partner on the other hand, I will have the pleasure to invite our specialist in partnership. But before that, let's watch together a video.
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Arval Inside. It's very simple. 1 + 1 = 3, but also 1 + 1 = 1. It is designing a unique proposition and the best offer. It means bringing Arval expertise to partners to co-design innovative and differentiating offers. Customers have new mobility needs, more flexible, multimodal, and sustainable. All companies don't necessarily have the capacities and expertise to address these new needs.
To build global innovative solutions and meet those needs, Arval has accumulated a unique expertise in many fields, and we have implemented many successful partnerships. Today, we share those strong areas of expertise with our partners to co-design enriched offers for end customers. This is what Arval Inside is about, working closely with the best partners.
Since the creation of Arval in 1989, partnerships have been part of its DNA, starting with banks and car manufacturers, and now expanding to other actors, insurers, energy providers, retailers, HR services, real estate, mobility actors, transportation companies.
Arval Inside is a mindset. It is putting Arval and its partners in the right framework to build together enriched and innovative offers fitting perfectly the needs of our clients in a win-win-win collaboration.
Arval Inside is a powerful core component of the Arval Beyond strategy, which creates value for all actors involved. For Arval to reach new populations, propose innovative and attractive mobility solutions, and manage their energy transition. For partners, to rely on Arval experience in order to provide their customers new and complementary mobility services. For clients, to benefit from innovative, enriched and performance solutions.
In 2025, 100% of Arval countries will have signed successful partnerships with international or strong local actors. With Arval Inside, we are making Arval the obvious partner for all the actors who have an interest in mobility.
Thibaut, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Alain.
How are you doing?
Very well, and very happy to be here.
Excellent. All of us are talking a lot about partnerships. We know that it's fundamental for the growth of the company, and we know that Arval will be an ideal partner for mobility, right?
That's right. And what makes Arval the obvious partner? During the last 30 years, Arval has accumulated a unique expertise in many fields related to car servicing and mobility. And now we are keen to share this expertise with partners to develop truly innovative mobility solutions. Also, during that period, we have developed a genuine partnership mindset. We value partnerships in the long run, and we are totally committed to our partners and their clients. So if there were 3 words to remember, that would be loyalty, innovation, and also unique expertise.
Yes, and in fact, we started partnerships within the BNP Paribas Group to start with providing our services and products to the customers of the bank in many countries. And then progressively, we have extended this offering to other insurance companies, energy companies, or even banks.
Yeah.
We have a huge partnership in Spain with La Caixa. This partnership has just been renewed. You have been working very hard on this. I have signed this partnership in the period of lockdown through e-signature, and it's a huge opportunity for us and for La Caixa, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It is without a doubt one of the most successful partnerships we've ever signed. It has been extremely successful for the last 10 years, and we have even greater ambitions, I would say, for the 5 years to come. Just to give you an idea, we target the delivery of 150,000 cars, thanks to Caixa, for the 5 years to come. And we want to co-develop and co-design with them, with our partner, some truly innovative mobility solutions for their clients, their customers, their employees.
Excellent. I think that you want to mention something, but we are not too sure you can mention something.
Yes, I would love to be more specific, but it's a little bit too early to give a name. Let's say that we are about to sign a very, very promising partnership with a global mobility actor, and together we will co-design 360-degree mobility solutions for their clients, for our clients, and also propose a full range of car rental solutions. So very promising, and all this via a unique state-of-the-art mobility app.
We are very excited about this, but watch the space. It will be announced very soon. Thibaut, thanks a lot. Please stay over there for the Q&A session. So, as I remind, our objective, Arval, is to be the leader in sustainable mobility, and we have defined very important objectives, targets, ambitions. In 2025, we want our fleet reaching 2 million cars. Today, we have 1.3 million cars. By 2025, we want 2 million cars. Talking about energy transition, we want to have, in 2025, a fleet where the emission CO2 will be reduced by 30%. In 2025, we will have 500,000 electrified vehicles on the road. In 2025, like today, Arval as a company will be carbon neutral company. And in 2025, we will have mobility solution everywhere in the 30 countries of Arval. So now we are very happy to spend some more time with you to answer your questions and to go to the Q&A session. Hello, we are all back to answer your questions. I don't know how it appears on the screen, but I can reassure you that we keep social distances for this interview. So I see a first question on the screen. Can you talk a bit more about the type of connected services you expect to be offering over the next few years? Lakshmi, I think that is a question for you.
Indeed. So we spoke a bit about the kinds of services we are piloting. I think when we think about which ones we launch first, we will be led by customer demand. We have run some surveys, and the one that's come out really strongly demanded is the one we described a bit, automated street parking. So that's already live in 2 countries, and I think that's the one which resonates the most with our corporate customers and all our drivers. I think the other one that will come soon after will be in-car services. Again, a range of deliveries into the boot, or it might be things to do with in-car cleaning of the car, for example. So it will vary by country. It will be very guided by demand. And I think we'll start with these. And then, of course, the world is our ocean, and we'll see the new services technology can help us deliver.
And the autonomous car will be the ultimate development on this front.
Absolutely.
That will be somehow a connection between the car, the house, and the office.
And this whole ecosystem that, again, technology will let us offer, and it's hugely simplifying the experience.
Yes. I see a next question on the screen. Do you think that the sales of electric and hybrid vehicles will continue to grow at the same rhythm as the last months in France and Europe in the next years? Andrian, sounds like a good question for you.
Happy to take it. So Do we think it will be the same rhythm? I would say more so. In fact, we think that it will further accelerate, and in the years to come, we'll see this exponential growth, as we were saying. So yes, we do expect more and more vehicles to be electric, so either battery electric vehicles, but also plug-in hybrids in the coming years, reaching, I think, at European scale, roughly 15% if we look at the BEVs, and then if we add to the mix the hybrids, significant share. So the answer is definitely yes.
And we see the OEMs producing more and more EVs. We see the government and states giving incentives. We see a lot of efforts in building infrastructure with the charging stations. So all the ingredients are there to accelerate in this front.
Absolutely. If we look at some recent, for example, Belgium, the announcements of all the fleet that could go electric by 2026, that is massive. Huh? So the answer is positive.
We are all convinced. Next question, precisely what will be the mobility solution you will offer to your clients?
This is for me.
I think so.
With pleasure. So our 360 mobility offer is articulated around three categories of offers. E-bike leasing, car sharing and sharing micromobility, and third, MaaS. Nevertheless, we believe that the mobility topic is very local. It's not regional or international. It's a very local topic. And so we are going to roll out our offers depending on local specificities, on demands of our clients in their geographies. So just to give a few examples for the third category for MaaS, we are focusing on 4 countries. For the first category, e-bike leasing, we are already live in 6 countries, and we are further rolling out our offer in the coming days and weeks with the further countries. So this is how we work. And as you said, we have, by 2025, an ambition to have 100% of our countries offering mobility solutions.
And even today, if you look at Arval France, today, we have ride sharing, we have car sharing, we have electrical bicycles, we have kick scooters, we have electrical scooters, and we have a MaaS application, pilot, at this stage, that allows all employees in Arval France to select the transportation mode they like. And it's quite successful. Huh? I think
Very
it's
appreciated by
30 or
employees.
40% of the employees use it.
Exactly, on a regular basis. I even took an electric car sharing car from our mobility hub in Rueil to come here.
Okay.
So yes, it's
Excellent.
very well appreciated by employees of Arval. Yeah.
Next question. I noticed that during the presentation the word rental was never used. In the great transformation, isn't there the risk of losing sight of the long-established entity? I will take it. No risk at all. Because the term rent relates to usage. And we see in the society that there is a big shift from owning to using or renting. And you know, car leasing, it's about renting. But what we believe is that car is and will remain fundamental in the mobility and the strategy for Arval. But car will not be enough and sufficient for the years to come. That's a little bit the explanation we give on this one. I see the next question. I'd like to know if the 500,000 vehicles target will be done with 100% full electric or not. Many thanks. We know the answer. Huh?
So the 500,000 is indeed electrified vehicles. So it includes battery electric vehicles, but also indeed hybrids. But the bulk, the larger portion of that is battery electric vehicles. And in fact, this is the type of technology that we are convinced is the right one for the future. While hybrids, we see it as a more transitional one. that makes sense for some usages if correctly used. So of course we'll support our customers depending on their usage. So the 500,000 is a mix of two with a bigger share, much bigger share of battery electric vehicles.
And we have set an objective in Arval inside the company to go as fast as twice the market for electrical vehicles. So we have real conviction on this front. A lot of new telematica-based products are being developed, but how are they related to the privacy GDPR? Lakshmi?
That's a very important question. I'm glad this came up because it gives us a chance to explain the way we see it. So of course at Arval we are part of BNP Paribas. We take data privacy very seriously, so that goes without saying. Our offering is designed around privacy. It's privacy by design. So we have two cases. We have cases where the customer and the driver have actually consented to the use of connected features. So by definition, they accept to be tracked because it's needed. Geolocalization is needed, for example, for street parking to know where the car is. So it's expressly by consent of the driver and the customer. We also have cases where the car may be equipped and connected, but the person hasn't given consent, in which case we might check the state of the car, for example, maintenance alerts, but we never track the driver's location or behavior. And the most important thing I'd stress is privacy by design. There's always a control in the vehicle for the driver to switch it off at any point. Yeah. So it's designed around privacy, and it's the driver who decides as much or as little as they want to use when they're out and about on the road.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Question from the UK regarding 360 mobility. How do you overcome COVID concerns about the use of shared services, such as cars? And we have seen a big reduction in usage in the UK. Actually, Amélie, the same applies for France. Huh?
Yes, absolutely. We have been monitoring, of course, this concern, COVID, social distancing, in fact, not only for shared services, but for all our offering at Arval. The good thing is that we have some experience at Arval, and so we see very concretely that for car sharing, for example, for our clients that have our solutions, we have just come back now in France at our clients to the same level of utilization rates as before the crisis. So quite reassuring. And in fact, not that much a surprise because a car is shared not 10 times a day, but can be shared for a specific adapted situation of, for example, in the context of a split team, so 1 week, and then the other week it can be another employee sharing the same car. And so, this is a very concrete and result of the monitoring that we are having at Arval on this specific question that indeed is addressed by many persons and a concern for our clients that we take into account.
And of course, we can sanitize the car between two usages.
Absolutely.
To reassure the users.
Exactly. Yeah.
Next question, which are the ADS that are necessary in the fleet? Adrian, I think that you spoke about it, right?
Yes, in fact, it's a good one. In fact, the Advanced Driver Assistance Systems, ADAS, is a set of different features, different equipment. So the person asking this question obviously knows about all these specifics. And it's an important one because not all these equipment have the same impact and the same efficiency depending on a fleet itself. So the insurance teams within Arval have structured all this equipment to look at the biggest impacts that are achieved with a given type of equipment. So there are several levels, and the ones that are the most efficient, so the active braking is one of them, the active cruise control or the adaptive cruise control, what we call, the pedestrian avoidance system is an important one. And then for the smaller accidents,
the parking.
The parking, indeed, it's exactly this. So the parking, so all the systems allowing to avoid the smaller dents and accidents during parking. So the parking sensors, the camera, the 360 camera, that will help avoid those smaller accidents. And basically, depending on the fleet that we are looking at and the action that we want to push on a specific area, so we'll focus on some equipment rather than others.
Very good. Next question. I think, Thibaut, it will be for you. How many partnerships do we expect by 2025?
Indeed, it's for me. All right, so our ambition is that by 2025, each and every country within Arval, so our 30 countries, will have signed at least one partnership in every category: banks, insurance, OEMs, energy providers, and so on. So 4 or 5 partnerships times 30 countries, you do the math.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Do external growth operation of Arval will be oriented now towards mobility specialists instead of leasing companies? I'm not too sure that it's acquisition, but partnerships for sure. The reality is that partnerships in the front of mobility, and especially 360 mobility, deals with many different transportation systems. Public transportation, bicycle, cars, plus technology that brings everything in one single app, easy to use for the customer. So yes, partnerships will be very important, but we continue to look at all possible partnerships in the different fields, as Thibaut just mentioned. What will happen to Arval if the sanitary crisis worsens and we are put in lockdown again? Well, we hope it's not going to happen. That's the first place. Like everyone, we have been somehow taken by surprise by the lockdown. And in a couple of days, in fact, 98% of Arval employees were able to work from home. I would say that, of course, no one expects that to happen again, of course. But if it had to happen, I think that today we're a little bit better prepared to deal with the situation. In terms of IT connection, in terms of working from home, and very important, in terms of keeping our relationship with the customers, the garage, SMR, body shops, and everything. So we have learned from this difficult period, and so we are better prepared if that would happen again, which, of course, we don't expect at all. So, thank you again, everyone participating to this press conference. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the many, many questions we got. Those that were not answered in this Q&A session will be answered back to you through mailings, so you will receive it in the next couple of days. And maybe, as a short conclusion, well, I think that we are living fantastic times. It's really exciting. We talk about mobility, we talk about technology, we talk about energy transition. It's really exciting. I think that we have the basis, we have the customers, we have the employees, we have a very strong company, we are motivated, we have many talents, we have plenty of energy. So I think, it will be successful. Thanks everyone for the participation. Take care and see you soon. Thank you.